So a new story came out from Glenn Klippenstein, and in there he's kind of stating that a story. He's basically breaking a story about how Amazon workers and mainly delivery people are having to pee in bottles and defecate in bags. So defecation means taking a shit in bags. And I'm trying to give you that disgusting image. So essentially what's going on is this story comes out, this rumor basically comes out of people saying like Amazon is doing this, and basically Amazon needs you to get your packages to you, to have your package to you in a matter of time. If they say 10:30 in the morning, you need to get it by 10:25 is basically what it means, or 10:30. Right on time, on the dot, as though your Amazon drivers were robots and they didn't have any human needs. And what they're doing is basically the only way they can do that, the only way you can get your Amazon package incredibly early is, or with Prime Delivery is, if you don't have any bathroom breaks. That's what's going on. So, if you look at it, so you have Amazon coming out being all aggressive, like, no, this is not true. What are you talking about? We don't do that. Come on. If anybody, first off, they came out and said, no, if we did that, nobody would work for us. Oh, please, come on, give me a break. You're Amazon. Nobody believes that. They need new PR people. And I'm going to get to the journalism part, hopefully. So, real quick. So, then they came out guns blazing like, this is not true. This is hocus pocus. This is bullshit. Whatever. So, then workers were noticing, hey, these executives doing this and putting these things out there. And they're like, wait a minute. What are you talking about? Because you have trucks being left behind with piss in bottles, little bottles full of pee and bags full of shit, like defecated bags. So pretty much they start reaching out to Ken Klippenstein and providing him images of that shit, photos and shit. So workers noticing that these freaking Amazon employees, or not employees, but executives are saying this, are like, no, you know what the hell? I'm going to come out and say something. And they did. And I mean, come on. I am the kind of person that in a job, I don't really belong in an office setting, because I will crap all over you. I will come out and speak against my bosses or whoever, because it matters. If they're doing that, I would find a back channel too. And so, this story came out. And then, they started going after lefties on Twitter, and especially members of Congress, who are saying, like, in the House and the Senate and Congress, and saying, like, what the hell? This is not right. What the hell is going on here? And they went after Bernie Sanders first. And Congressman Ro Khanna got involved, but they went after Bernie first, and they said, oh, we count ourselves as the Bernie of the industrial world. Because unlike Bernie, who has been Vermont senator since, the beginning of time, forever, since 2007, and, he's been in Congress since, like, the 1980s or 1990s, really. He hasn't really done anything, and, Vermont's minimum wage is still at $11. Unlike him, we've actually raised our minimum wage to $15 an hour. Did you know that? and then Ro Khanna had to respond like, you idiot! Hey, you idiots! Listen up here. Yeah, it was actually, the only reason you're paying $15 an hour was not because you had some genuine heart-to-heart and said, oh, we should pay our workers $15 an hour. No, it's because of me and Bernie. We did the Stop Bezos Act. And what happened with the Stop Bezos Act was, it basically said that if they don't pay the minimum wage, then they have to pay the government back for every dollar that they are paying in social safety net causes, like Medicaid, Medicare, food stamps, WIC, the SNAP, Social Security, all of that. And Amazon's Jeff Bezos was like, okay, he was worried that it was catching fire really quickly, and it was going to get bipartisan support because it had things that the right wing loves, like no more Social Security and Medicaid, awesome, right? No more food stamps, great. So he was afraid that it was going to catch fire, so he backed it. So he backed up. Okay, fine, I'll raise the minimum wage. I'll raise the minimum wage. Please get off my ass. Okay, so that's what happened there. Now, this gets to a broader point, which is, this is why the people in Bessemer, Alabama are unionizing. This is why. Because you have this company, the heads of these big companies, especially Amazon, who are treating their workers like shit. And, their warehouses, like Bernie Sanders went, they said, well, there's no heating. There's no AC. It's so fucking hot. And if you know anything about Alabama and Georgia and Texas and Florida and all of these places, they're humid as fuck. And even Georgia, I think I said Georgia. They are humid as terribly can be, as crap. So there's no ventilation. And then if you have a 30-minute break, it takes you 10 minutes to get to your break room, to the break spot, and then another 10 minutes to get back. So you only get 10 minutes. And then by the time you get... And then if you're late by 1 minute, if you're taking too much time to go to the bathroom, which the bathroom is 10 minutes away, by the way, if you're taking too much time on that, or you don't fulfill your quotas for your packages that you have to organize and order, whatever, you get fired, not by a human, but by this little camera because they're tracking you, and your little buzzer goes off and says, haha, you're out of a job, goodbye. So, and this story right here is exactly why we should unionize. This is the exact pitch for why the people need to unionize over there in Bessemer, Alabama, because this would be a huge game changer, because this would help them so that they can have closer bathrooms. They can be less dehumanized and more humanized and be treated more like humans. And where they don't have to piss in bottles and shit in bags just to get you your packages on time. Like, that's gross. That's disgusting. And it would help because, this is where we are in labor rights in 2021. Like, where we're back in the 1900s, they had better labor rights when Teddy Roosevelt came in. That was the progressive era. Are you kidding? That is the best time. Like, we're here now. No, we need to do a lot better. And you know what else would help is the PRO Act, which would ban basically right to work laws, which are the basically right to work states where it's basically right to work less because it gives every American about $1,000 less per hour they work, so or just 1,000 hours less every month. So it's kind of or whatever it is. Or 2 weeks, whatever it is. Like that's incredible. So that would help. And guys, look, if this actually worked, look, the votes are being counted right now. They had the vote on Monday. They're being counted. This is going to be big. This would be a game changer. Because the thing is, Amazon employs like 800,000 people. They're absolutely probably behind Walmart, or they're the second highest employer. The second or the third. Because the U.S. military is the highest employer of the United States, in the United States. With the most amount of employees. So, this would be a huge thing. Now, look, as Crystal Ball and Kyle Kalinske and Jimmy Dore and others have mentioned, if this fails, this is not a strike against, if this vote fails, it's not a strike against the organizers. It's not a strike against the workers. And it's not a strike against unions. It's a strike against, the executives at Amazon. Because if it fails, it just means that, Bessemer, Alabama is 80% black. And Amazon's one of the only places you can get a job. So they knew that they were intimidated so much that they knew that they would lose their jobs if they voted for unionization. And this is what these big companies do. This is exactly what they do. They intimidate you, they threaten your job, they threaten your rights, they take away your benefits, they do everything so that you don't vote for this. And they intentionally put up fake bots on Twitter and host meetings with managers and put posters in your bathroom stalls and in your bathrooms, all to belittle unions. That's pretty much what always happens with these companies. And we're letting these people get away with it, and we shouldn't be. This should not be a big story. This should be like, oh, this is going on in England? What? This is going on in Finland? No, it's not. It's not going on in any of those two freaking countries. It's going on here in the United States of America. That's where it's going on. So, we need a shining example on a hill, not a shining city on a hill, but a shining example of a union effort that can actually work. Because if this actually works, and if the unionization passes, and if Biden gets rid of the filibuster, if the PRO Act passes, oh my God, guys, more warehouses are going to take effect. And that's why Jeff Bezos and Andy Jassy, the new CEO, and all the Amazon executives want to stop this and try and belittle their employees to not do it, to not unionize, because they know this could happen in every other warehouse and then they're fucked. But in reality, they're not fucked. They're going to still make absorbent amounts of money. They're still going to be able to escape all the tax loopholes. Nobody's going to stop ordering from Amazon. We're still going to need them. It affects 80% of households, and it's as American as apple pie. So it really wouldn't affect them, but they don't want to give you your rights. They don't want to improve your working conditions, and they want to create hazardous work environments where you're pissing in bottles and shitting in bags. That's what they want. So, but boy, would this help the economy. It would bring us back to the golden age of America from the post-World War era, 1945, 1946 to about 1978. You know how we had the golden age? Well, the rest of the world was obliterated, and, we were the top economy. We were the top dog because everybody else was just in shambles. But we had a really strong union effort and labor rights, which created a strong middle class, which created more economic jobs and opportunity, and that's what made our economy explode from the 1940s, late 1940s, early 1950s, really the 1950s and on. So, horrible story. The fact that you gotta get, in order for you to get your, people have to piss in bottles and defecate in bags, pee in bottles, defecate in bags, just so you can get your package an hour and 20 minutes early. In the United States of America. What a terrible deal. What a terrible deal to be given in this country. And we need to do a lot better.